Destroying it.
You're an anomaly with unique opportunity. I'm genuinely cool, you see it happens too easily. Fluently flawless to the point of sounding godlike. Nod your head if you believe in me, I'm alright.
Or better yet, let's get offended by my never-ending rule bending. I don't give a shit. Entice me wisely, cause I say what I see. If I interpret you wrong, I won't respond nicely. Don't try to analyze every little detail. Put ideas in my head, get in my shell like a snail. I use big words to amaze big nerds.
Well, with hip-hop, it was always, you know, I loved the way the music sounded, like the way the beats sounded, but when I actually heard women rapping, it just blew my mind. Like I heard like Queen Latifah when I was really young, and I thought, wow, this is like a woman, and she's rapping all like about her society and her people, and she's talking about issues. And then it was like it shifted into this era where there were these women like Foxy Brown and Little Kim, and they were rapping about men and cars and money and sex and stuff like that. And that's when I kind of shifted into thinking, well, wait a second. I thought these women in the beginning, like MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, were rapping about these issues, and how did that switch?
Let's just keep it simple. La, 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 why does it have to be so complicated?
I blame a lot of it on the media, because I really think it's almost like they encourage, well, what you see basically is the woman in the videos that are dancing half naked, and, you know, alcohol is being poured all over them while the men are rapping about how much money and women they have. And this has been going on for years and years, and you can still click on to Much Music right now and see that. And it's like, what's going on, and why is it like that? And right now, yeah, those gender roles are very separated.
Too sick to stop the cycle, hammer this nail into my head. Living in the cost of a culture lost, some say I'm better off dead. Too sick to stop the cycle, hammer this nail into my head. Living in the cost of a culture lost, some say I'm better off dead. Man, wake up, you're dreaming of the past when you were wanted, needed a role in the cast. A winter morning, cool, clean, when the hunt's at its best. You had no arrows, took a knife and stabbed your girl in the chest. No family to bring her home to as they're already at rest. Carried on the tradition of alcohol and violence. The city stripped you clean of your culture's hopes and dreams. The pen walls continue to remind you every girl screams. It was love, no doubt, but how you do it burned out long ago when you should have stopped the cycle from carrying through. Now the son who you created saw the things you do, and he'll probably pick up where you left off too. She wanted to save you so bad, should have saved herself first. What could have been the best thing you had took a turn for the worse. But don't live off regret, she's gone, move on, but don't forget. Too sick to stop the cycle, hammer this nail into my head. Living in the cost of a culture lost, some say I'm better off dead.
My experience it's been really challenging. I was lucky to grow up in a family where music was really, really everywhere. So a lot of times it didn't matter if I was a female in my family, because, you know, if we were making music, you're just making music, and I was treated just sort of like any other guy, like my cousins and my brother, and we'd all rap and, you know, make beats and stuff like that. And if they weren't feeling it, they would just say it. You know, I didn't feel like a token within my family. So once we actually presented what we did to the outside world, that's when I started feeling like I was a token. Because as soon as I would rap, everybody would go nuts. And at first I thought, oh wow, you know. But I knew all the other guys were we were just as good. We had just as much like good things to say in our lyrics, but it was because I was the girl, and it was like, whoa, you know. And it was just kind of like, it was weird. At first I took it as compliments. But then I started thinking, well, maybe I'm just getting this attention because I'm a girl and I'm rapping, which is a male-dominated thing to do, to rap. Which, on that note, it doesn't make any sense, because rapping comes from up here. It's how you put words together, how you create lyrics and rhymes out of wit and creativity and balance. And there's no reason why a man could do that better than a woman. But although I've gotten comments so many times on MySpace and stuff like that saying, you know, you're a pretty good rapper for a girl. And that's meant to be a compliment to me. And when I hear that or read that, it's just like, you know, screw this. That's totally not a compliment, because I'm a rapper first and foremost. And then I'm a woman. I'm Indigenous, but I'm a rapper. That's my art. That's my creative outlet. And yeah, it really bugs me.
It's a beautiful day.
And you know, most of the guys that I know and that are my supports in the hip-hop industry are really cool. Like, there's a lot of really amazing rappers here in Regina, Saskatoon, on a lot of the reserves that are really cool. They're rapping about conscious things. They're rapping about the realities that we have around here and respecting women. And I see a lot of that too. So in more of the underground or non-mainstream circles, we see a lot of that balance starting to happen.
Skies, confused by the issues as time passes by. The answer is the people making it, breaking it to survive. It's the earth and everything on it that suffers and dies. Come on, people, slow down so we can keep her alive.
One thing I definitely like to encourage and suggest is if you're getting into hip-hop, for whatever, if you're going to rap, if you're going to DJ or whatever, any kind of music, you got to be original with it. It has to come from your heart. Otherwise, people are going to see through it. Like if you like how 50 Cent sounds and you try to sound like him, people are not going to buy your album. You might be a novelty for a week, but if they want to hear 50 Cent, they'll go buy 50 Cent. You got to come from something that nobody else has. You got to come original. And you have to be confident that what you're doing is exactly what you're meant to be doing. You got to know whether you're a girl or a guy, you got to know exactly that you're meant to be doing that. And don't doubt yourself for a second. Because once you do, people will see it. So just roll with it and be original. So.
Where do we start? Maybe here in the heart, with the ghettos and the people that have fallen apart, been socially marked, engaged by the struggles of life, all parts of the same puzzle but no pieces alike. Seeing the light by teaching how to read and to write, beyond sentence how we're speaking on our freedom of rights, leading the fight, cause achieving is believing in sight, bringing power to the people by making masses unite. It's for the good of mankind and misfortune and health, of what can only be described by pains that others have felt. And this promise isn't preaching, it's just asking for help. And I know nothing is impossible, but it's hard by myself, cause how can they build if they don't have the supplies? Large populations are starving, taking innocent lives. We need to revise, recognize in order to rise, cause the numbers of the suffering are only growing in size.
The people, it's all about the people. It's all about the people, it's all about the people. But is it all about the people?